Of all of the names associated with America's pioneer days, none is more familiar than Daniel Boone's. Motion pictures and television shows have kept his name alive, and rightfully so. As a great frontiersman and trailblazer, he journeyed into unexplored areas which would become Kentucky and Missouri, and cleared the Wilderness Road, the trail that would take thousands of settlers westward. Biography presents Daniel Boone.
From Pennsylvania, through Virginia and the Carolinas, over the Appalachians, across the Mississippi to Missouri, and as far afield as Wyoming, the name of Daniel Boone is chiseled into scores of towns, creeks, trails, and state parks. It is a measure of the enduring respect and admiration shown by successive generations of Americans. His life has been the subject of books, paintings, plays, movies, and television shows. The story of his life has been told and retold so often that fact and fiction have merged into legend. Who the real Daniel Boone was and why he became an American icon says as much about the man as it does about the country he helped create. America was still a colony of Britain when Daniel Boone was born in 1734, the sixth of 11 children born to Squire and Sarah Boone. The Boones were Quakers who had emigrated from Devon, England to Pennsylvania, seeking religious freedom and the promise of land. The land they chose was a pristine paradise of sparkling rivers, game-filled forests, and rich, fertile soil for farming. They established their home in the Ole Valley near Exeter on the Schuylkill River in southeastern Pennsylvania. Daniel's father, Squire Boone, was a weaver and a respected member of a tightly knit Quaker community. As a child, Daniel was schooled in the Quaker values of accommodation and toleration by his father. Yet their relationship was frequently contentious. Daniel was a mischievous child who loved playing pranks, and his rambunctious nature caused friction with his father.
His father had a pattern of punishing his sons by beating them until they cried out. And this mode of punishment worked with all his sons except Daniel, who would never allow himself to cry. And as the family tale is told, his father said to him, "Canst thou not beg, boy?" But Boone was not a man or a boy able to beg.
As a young boy, Boone would spend his summers working with his mother tending the livestock. What free time he had was spent roaming the woods. The pacifistic creed of toleration practiced by Quakers enabled him to develop friendships with the local Indian tribes. From them, he learned how to hunt and track the plentiful deer and other small game that populated the local forests. Boone was given his first gun when he was 12. By the time he was 15, he had a reputation as a marksman. Use of Daniel's ability with a rifle was a valuable and necessary supplement to the Boone household, made all the more urgent by a rupturing of the Boones' relationship with their Quaker community in 1748.
As the children reached marriageable age, a number of them married out, as the Quakers said. That is, they chose mates outside the circle of friends. And the first time it happened, Boone's father, Squire, was asked to explain himself and his family to the Quaker meeting, something he did. The second time it happened, however, Squire refused to acknowledge his error to the meeting. And after several months of negotiating with him, the meeting expelled him. Well, it was a situation similar to the one in which Boone found himself with his father. When asked by the meeting, "Canst thou not beg?" Squire Boone refused to beg.
In April 1750, Squire and Sarah Boone sold the Exeter homestead. Guided by 15-year-old Daniel, the Boone family joined a growing stream of settlers headed for the frontier.